You are listening to chartingwealth.com's comprehensive review and forecast for the week beginning Monday, the 26th of June. We see that stocks are up for the day. Gold is also up for the day, but bonds are down just a little bit. Hey, thank you, all of you, for the wonderful emails and comments you have been giving us on the S&P quarterly training. We were so happy to bring that to you, and I tell you, the heartfelt requests by hundreds of you to receive that training and your explanations as to why you wanted to receive it, what it meant to you, and then the comments afterwards really, really moved me. I just have to tell you, it has made me redouble my efforts to continue doing what we are doing. You know, sometimes when you do stuff like this, you just, day in and day out. I mean, I do this day in and day out, no matter where I am in the world, traveling, working, I do this podcast. And it is sometimes a bear just to find the time and the energy to pull it all together and do this for you. And just to see your comments, hear how much this means to you, how many of you are struggling to make this work, dealing with life issues and all the other things you are doing. I just have to tell you that it is most appreciated to be appreciated. A very, very humbling thank you for just being with us and letting us hear from you. And it really moved me quite a bit, and it will continue to keep me engaged in doing all I can to help you in this endeavor. And it is fun, is it not? I mean, this is the most fun thing that I do professionally in the world is investing in the markets. It is just exciting. Every single day, these markets are exciting. You never know what they're going to do. You are trying to follow the trends as we teach. You're not forecasting, but you're following trends, and it is exciting, and it's so wonderful to see those numbers go green, even in your virtual trades. Now let's jump in to this week. And again, those of you who didn't sign up for the training, we may offer it again in the future. We'll let you know. But remember, you have to be subscribed to the daily market review. And of course, that includes this weekly market review. How do you do that? You go to chartingwealth.com, you sign up for free, you subscribe to our daily market podcast, our daily market review. And you will get an email every day with these reviews and links and all the other stuff that we have there. But if you're not a subscriber, you won't be able to participate in all those trainings. And don't forget, we have the Bitcoin training coming up. Probably we'll knock that out over the next week and get it to you. We keep our timelines. We keep our promises. Okay, now let's jump into the market. What do we see going on? S&P 500 up 0.13% for the day. Now, folks, I could try to call a weekly vertical crossover going down. I've gone ahead and drawn it on the chart. Technically, I could say that, but let me tell you, I'm not going to fire off the emergency beacon. You will not be getting, those of you who subscribe to the text service, and again, the instructions are there in the Daily Market Podcast, Daily Market Review email. Tells you how to do that. You text to the number 33222, the word charting wealth, one word. But we're not going to fire that off, I don't think, this weekend. Why? Because the derivative oscillator is still in the positive, and we are so weak in the crossover. I just don't feel good about it. As we zoom into the 2-day chart, what do we see? It is technically going down. It is just now crossing through the latest weekly trend line that we had drawn. And then if we look at the 4-hour chart, we see that it is continuing to move down, but it's really just been sliding sideways. Now again, if we see this back up, at some point and then move back over, sure, we'll go by our standard protocol. And remember, standard protocol, the 2-day and the weekly are going in the same direction. The 4-hour chart pulls back in the opposite direction and then crosses back over in the direction of the 2-day and the weekly. That's how we do it. You want to know what that's about? Go to the website, chartingwealth.com, and listen to our How to Read a Stock Chart video. You also get that when you sign up for the newsletter. No more on that. I just, again, for new folks, and I know we have so many new folks coming in with all the good press we have been getting, but again, Our method is simple. We keep it simple, and we want it to work, and we want to employ it as long as it does work. And where we are right now in the S&P 500, I just don't feel comfortable making that call. It's not meeting our protocol requirements. So we're going to hold off. I do think the market is probably topping out, but you know what? That's just what I think. And you know what that matters? Nothing. We are trend followers. We wait until the trend is set, and there is no clear trend. So we don't do anything. We keep our money in the bank, or our virtual dollars. Okay, let's keep moving through. Weekly chart. Next up, QQQ, the NASDAQ 100. We had a weekly vertical crossover. We called it. Remember, on the 16th, we didn't send out an alert because, again, we didn't feel comfortable in how weak it was. It's gotten no stronger. We do see the derivative oscillator is in the negative. That's good. The PPO, the price percent oscillator, has crossed over going down. It's really just going sideways as you look at it. It doesn't make us feel that great. It is at 140.35 as the market closed. Let's zoom in a little closer on the 2-day chart. 2-day chart, of course, had gone down 6 days up until the 2-day chart ending on the 16th of June. Then it slid sideways and actually moved up. It's broken through the 2-day trend line. We don't have a 2-day trend line right now, nor do we have a weekly. So again, this market it looks like it could be topping out, but it just doesn't want to stop. And with all the free money and manipulation of things out there, the quant trading and the dark pools and all that, who the hell knows what's going on? Again, does that mean we just, screw the stock market? You can't figure out what it's doing. No, you can, my friends, but it has to give you a clear trend. We don't have a clear trend, so what do? Nothing. We keep our powder dry. We don't have the ability to do anything yet on that 4-hour chart. Now, it does look like a backup's underway on the 4-hour chart. So we'll continue to watch. We'll continue to watch and wait. And like we've been saying the last few days, if we do see that 4-hour chart cross over and start rocketing down, and we get a crossover going down on the 4-hour chart, we could potentially have an entry point. Why? Because it's in keeping with our protocol. The weekly chart is currently in a weekly vertical crossover going down, as is the 2-day chart, and the 4-hour chart is currently backing up. So when it rolls over going down, then we may very well have a jumping in point. That is, if it rolls over going down. Makes sense? It ought to. We always try to follow the rules. You follow the rules, you rarely get hurt. I say rarely because things don't always do what we think they're going to do. That's why we want to minimize losses if and when that occurs. And there's not really if, that is when that occurs, because it does happen. No matter how good you are, the market will do things that are totally unpredictable because crazy stuff happens. Okay, next we're going to gold. What's going on with gold? We were hoping to give you a weekly vertical crossover going down on gold, but it just didn't happen. It was up for the day 0.43%. Derivative oscillator is in the negative, okay? But as we zoom in a little closer, we go to the 2-day chart. We see that it's been going up here. The last two-day candles broke through the 2-day trend line, okay? We don't have a 2-day vertical crossover, though, although we are technically still in an uptrend on that weekly, but I wouldn't call it that. However, what is it about our 4-hour chart? It is the magical chart of charts, isn't it? It actually has crossed over going up after a beautiful crossover going down that got you in somewhere at about, what, $122, $121, all the way down to bottoming out somewhere along the lines of 118. Something like that before it crossed over going back up. Beautiful. Of course, the jumping in point on this 4-hour chart was in the morning on Friday. Could have even jumped in as late as the afternoon. If you've not jumped in yet, check it out on Monday morning around 10:30 after idiot hour is over. Now, did I actually skip TLT? I believe I did. Let's check that out. Of course, TLT has been doing so nice for us. It was down for the day. We need to make sure that our weekly trend line is drawn properly. It was down a little bit for the day, 0.09%, but of course, it is still going up. We had that 2-day vertical crossover going up, which gave us another entry point going from the weekly to the 2-day chart. Of course, that occurred back on the 19th, and we've seen nice appreciation since that time. And of course, we warned you in yesterday's broadcast to pay attention to that 4-hour chart, because when it rotates over going down, you definitely, you want to seriously consider pulling the plug and keeping that nice run-up that you have made since it crossed over going up there on the 14th. And again, you've had decent price appreciation since then. You want to keep that. So let's continue to watch what's going on as we see things move. Remember, TLT typically runs, it's supposed to be inverse to the stock market, because when the stock market's not doing good, money wants to move into bonds. And when bonds are not doing good, money wants to move into the market. So again, in today's world, we see some screwy things going on. Why is gold going up today when the market's going up? Isn't that the place where money's supposed to flee from the market? Well, who knows? Again, that's why we trend follow. We don't ask questions about why. We say we look to see what is going on, and then we say, let's follow that well-established trend. My friends, thank you so much for being with us. We, of course, appreciate you. Thank you again for all your emails. We love to hear from you. Shouts of encouragement and thanks are most appreciated. As you know, we do this at no cost. We do this for you, and we are sick and tired of so much of the stuff that's out there on the web. All these ads, I know you get them. Oh, I made $12,000 a day, blah, blah, blah. If you are, why are you trying to take money from me? Again, this is all about what? Daily practice. When you subscribe, you get the daily market worksheet, the weekly market worksheet, and the trader sheet. You need to be filling out that daily market worksheet every day, the weekly market worksheet once a week. That is from this exact podcast that we're doing right now. This is the weekly. And every time you do a practice trade, you want to fill out that trade worksheet. Why? Because by documenting that, and I have the emails from all of you to prove it, plus my life experience, the more you write things down, the more you follow daily. There is something magical about pen to paper, hand to eye, you listening and writing down. It makes it 100 times more valuable. Same with trading. If you're not practice trading, if you're just thinking, oh, I'd probably buy here, counts for zero. You will never get any better if you don't do what we ask you to do. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. The same way that you learn how these markets work and how to trend follow and how to read a stock chart is practice. Daily practice. 10 minutes a day. That's all we ask. Would you spend 10 minutes a day to have total financial freedom in however long it takes you to master this craft? It might take some of you 3, 4 years, 5 years, some 10 years, some 15 years. I don't know. But practice every day, every single day for 10 minutes. It will be the best investment you make of your time, period. And the sooner you start, the sooner you will be there. And get your kids involved, get your friends involved, get your neighbors involved, get your little investment group involved. If you can read a stock chart, my friends, you have the potential golden goose. Okay, thanks so much, my friends. God bless. All the best from chartingwealth.com.